everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial / get ready with me using all drugstore products minus one. I'm only using one that is not necessarily considered a drugstore product. Please keep in mind that I am not a makeup artist. I am not a cosmetologist. I don't know. I've never taken any formal training. So if I'm using a brush or a product and I'm not using it correctly, this is what works for me. I've been doing my makeup for 50 years, so these are things that I have learned along the way, but it doesn't mean by any means that I am trying to say that what you're doing is wrong or not the right way or that you should do it my way. I am just a 63-year-old with normal skin and playing with makeup. So this is what I'm going to be using all drugstore. I'm going to do a tutorial / get ready with me, show you how I use the products and how I try to get these very hooded eyes not look as hooded anymore. All right, let's get to the tutorial. I'm going to start out with the Marlene Chill Out. I haven't used this product before. It is brand new to me, but I thought I would give it a try. Let's see if it does what it says it's going to do. This is a soothing primer, wild oat extract ceramide, silicone free. It blurs imperfections, all skin tones, and it extends the makeup wear. Enhanced with soothing ceramides, satin matte finish. Right. We're going to see if it really does any of that. Okay, it says it's silicone free. However, it looks silicone-y to me, but it says it's silicone free. So I don't know. When I apply these primers, I just try to apply them only where the largest pores are, like on my nose and right here on my cheeks and down on my chin. I don't apply it to the rest of my face. I don't think I need it. Did I tell you that I already have my skincare on? I've got vitamin C and I'm starting to use, I just started using this. It is the Bay Harbor Beauty Sake Extract Moisturizer. It seems to be working really well. It's very hydrating. All right. For my foundation today, I have used this a few times. This is, I think it's fairly new. This is by CoverGirl. It is, what is this? It is the CoverGirl Outlast Full Coverage SPF 18 Extreme Wear. This is supposed to be a full coverage foundation, long wearing. It's a new one from CoverGirl. I believe this is from their cruelty-free line. My color is in classic tan. I have used it and I think it looks really pretty. My problem with it is that I think it's a little bit drying. So what I do with these foundations that I feel that are a bit drying, my skin, I have normal skin. For those of you that are new to my channel, I have normal skin and I am 63. I just put like a pump and a half on my hand. And then I take some squalene. This is the Good Molecules squalene oil. This is very affordable. You get the entire Good Molecules line on Beautylish, and what I do is I just take a little drop and I add it to the foundation. It does two things. It makes the foundation not seem as dry, and it's good for your skin. It also prolongs your foundation when you add a little bit of oil like that. I like to apply my foundation with a brush. I'm using my brush from Zoeva. I don't like to apply a lot of foundation or build it up too much because I don't want it to look cakey. What I usually do is add some mineral powder. I don't have any mineral powder from the drugstore, but I will show you what I do use. It's still quite affordable, plus it lasts a really long time. I just use the one from Bare Minerals. I'm sure that there are some at the drugstore. I just haven't found them. I just feel that it gives it that extra, a little bit of extra coverage if you need it. I certainly do. I just take a little bit on a fluffy brush. Then I take my setting spray. This is from Amazon. This is the Bella Jade setting spray. Of course, use whatever setting spray you love. I happen to really like this one. It has really good ingredients and it does what I want it to do. Then I take a beauty sponge and I start pounding it down. And what this does, it will help the foundation last. It also eliminates any of that powdery look due to the powder and because that foundation is more on the matte. And notice all I'm doing is pounding. My concealer, I'm going to be using the Incognito from Wet n Wild. I think this is like, I don't know, $4 or $5. I love this concealer. And I just put one in the inner corner, one in the outer corner. What happens is this outer corner, I have darkness there. If I don't do this, it's going to make my eyes look more downward. Therefore, I brighten it up with a bit of concealer, but because I don't want it to look cakey, I'll just add the 3 dots. And then this is my favorite brush. This is from Zoeva. And as you can see, it's quite slanted. And it's just perfect to go into the crevice right there. And then I'll just go over with my fingers and just pat it. It'll also serve as a primer. For my brows, I'm using the NYX. It is a tinted brown mascara. I'm going to be using the Essence Daily Dose of Love. I love this little palette. I think it's under $10 if I'm not mistaken. I purchased mine at Ulta. I think it's a really, really pretty palette. It works beautifully. It lasts a long time. It doesn't crease. There's no fallout. It has good pigmentation. I really cannot say enough about this, about this palette. I take a fluffy brush. This one is from Sigma. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take this brown shade right here. You do not have to use this palette. You could use any palette that you have. If you want to do a look similar to mine, then take whatever palette that you have on hand and whatever dark brown is in your palette, or not dark brown, a color that is your skin tone, or maybe a tinge darker. Use that color. I tap it in and then I remove any excess. And I'm just going up on the crease. And I'm doing circular motions and going back and forth. Very lightly application. If you hold the brush too close, then you're not going to have good control and it's going to be too much pressure. But if you hold your brush a little further back, now you're going to be able to have it very loose and you'll be able to do any kind of movement a lot easier. Because I don't want to apply any pressure. I don't want to remove the eyeshadow. I just want to be blending it. That's all I am doing. It's just blending. Now I'm going to take a flat brush, and it doesn't matter which one you use, whatever flat brush you have on hand, and I'm going to go with this much darker shade. Because my eyes are hooded, I always add the darker shades on the outer V, is what we call it, the outer corner, and then I leave the lighter shades in the inner corner and in the center. So whatever color you want to use, just as long as it's the darkest one, as if you have hooded eyes and you just want to try to open it a bit more. So I'm going to take that darker shade, I'm going to tap my brush, and now I'm just going to pat in the outer V and bringing it up. And if you feel it goes down too far, don't worry about it because we can clean it up afterwards. If you pat, the color will stay just as you're applying it. If you move it back and forth, then you're going to make the color a little lighter. You're going to diffuse it a bit. So it all depends on the look that you're trying to achieve. If you want it to stay dark, just pat. If you feel that you've added too much and you want to diffuse it a bit, just take your fluffy brush, the one that we started out with, and then you can diffuse it a bit, make it a little bit lighter. Since I want it to be dark, I'm just patting it. Wherever you place your brush first, that's where you're going to get the majority of the product. Now I'm going to go back in with my fluffy brush, and I am just going to blend. If you close your eyes when you're doing this, what will happen is that when you open your eyes, those of us that have hooded eyes, the shadow will be right on our lid. So we want to do this as much as possible looking straight ahead until you really get a rhythm with it, because then when you're looking straight ahead, you can see the shadow. Now I'm going to go in with this pink shimmer right here, and I'm going to apply it in the center of my lid, and I'm just going to apply it with my finger, and I'm just patting. Going to take my little flat brush again, and I'm going to go in with this shimmer right here. It's almost like a champagne color. And I'm going to apply that in my inner corner. I'm just going to pat it and overlap it a little bit with the pink. If you don't like using shimmers and you want to do this using all mattes, you can certainly do that. Use a light beigey matte in the inner corner, a pink matte, if you will, or whatever color you want in the center. And as you notice, we're doing a gradient from the very light to the very dark, using whatever color you have on hand, and they could be matte or they can be shimmer. I prefer to use matte on my outer V, and I use my inner and my center in shimmers, but that's just my preference. It doesn't mean that it has to be that way. Now for next to my brows, I'm taking my brush again, and I wipe it off between colors. This is a matte right here. It is a light, almost white right there. I'm taking some of that, and I'm placing it right underneath my brow. But notice I'm not doing underneath the entire brow. I'm just doing right from the center out. And what that will do, it will help achieve or help open the eyes a little bit. You could even add a little bit right on the top of the brow. Now I'm going in with a pencil brush, and a pencil brush comes up to a tip like that. I'm going to go back in with the darkest color. Again, you do not have to do this. This is just my preference. I like to have my lower lash line done. The shadows work really well for me. Sometimes I use a pencil. Sometimes I just use my shadow. And I just go up till the center and bring it up. And now what I'm doing is deepening it up a bit, because I felt that it was a little light on the end. It's always okay to go back. There's nothing wrong with it. And it's only makeup. If we don't like it, we can wash it off and start out all over again. I'm going to take my fluffy brush, and I'm going to gently blend. I'm going to take a little bit of that light shadow that I placed right under my brow, just dipping in just a little bit with my fluffy brush. and just go over the edges just to eliminate any harshness that there is, so there won't be such a demarcation of these colors. So they'll just blend in nicely. If you feel that the eyeshadow came down too far and you didn't achieve that look that you wanted, going more up in an upward motion, you could just add a little bit of concealer on either side and just bring it up, and that'll take care of that. I'm going to take the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. I'm going to take the fluffy brush, and these are very inexpensive brushes. I think these are from BH Cosmetics. And just add a little bit of bronzer. For my blush, I'm using one from e.l.f. I believe this is called Berry Merry. It's just a very light color, almost the same color as one of the shadows. I'm not bringing it all the way in. I'm just doing it like half and then bringing it up. For lipstick, I'm using the CoverGirl. This is a long-lasting lipstick, but the nice thing about this one is that it doesn't look cakey and it doesn't make my lips look like dried up prunes. This is in the color, did I tell you, 960? And it's a very light color. Now I'll just wait until it dries to apply the top coat, and that will seal it in. It'll make it look shiny, and it won't let it look so dried up at all, actually. For mascara, I'm using, I gotta use this up. This is the Maybelline Falsies Lash Lift. Okay, now that I've added my mascara, my lips are dried, so I'm going in with the top coat. All right, I'm gonna do my hair, and I'll be right back. All right, everyone, let me know what you think about this look. If you liked it, if you think you're going to try it. I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. And don't forget, ladies, follow your passion, whatever it may be. I'll see you next time. Bye.